Hello, fellow environment lovers. Today I'm in Seveso, Italy, at the scene of a horrible accident, Seveso Oak Forest Park. Here, between these two oak trees, lies the scene of the terrible accident. And as we were filming this scene, I noticed a Seveso resident walking by. Tell me, resident of Seveso, do you know where we are today? Seveso? Yes, but do you know what happened here? It's a park, so I'm sure people have had picnics here, brought their dogs here. The ignorance. Luckily, at home, we have an expert research team.
The Seveso disaster was a man-made mistake happening on July 10, 1976, 12 miles north of Milan in the Lombardy region of Italy. The chemical plant owned by ICMESA was located in Meta, in which the local people did not consider the plant to be in danger even after the small incidents happened years after it opened. The chemical plant affected the town Seveso the most, considering that day workers did not follow procedures.
Now, let's learn about this tragedy that rocked this small town. Come on. Again, I consulted our expert research team.
First, the chemical plant workers that day failed to follow safety procedures. They cut short the evaporation process and didn't use water to cool off the contents of the tanks, allowing them to heat up uncontrollably. Second, they turned off the stirring blades, thus preventing heat dispersion and allowing striation or forming of layers within the tanks. By this point, the temperature in the steam coils had risen to about 572 degrees Fahrenheit. These high temperatures allowed more dioxin to form in the reaction than normally was produced. The striation meant the top layer began a self-heating action, and the chemicals rose to 446 degrees Fahrenheit. These factors culminated in a runaway chemical reaction that rose the temperature exponentially higher and created high amounts of dioxin. The pressure rose so high that the pressure caps on the vessels ruptured, and at 12:37 p.m. of Saturday, July 10, 1976, a massive cloud of dioxin spewed into the sky above Seveso.
And how did the people of Seveso react to this terrible accident? Again, I turned to our trustful research team.
After the accident, days passed before the disastrous effects of high dioxin levels began to show. People experienced nausea, blurred vision, skin lesions, and severe chloracne, a serious skin condition. Livestock and pets began to die by the thousands. The areas affected were not even evacuated until 2 weeks after the incident. However, by then it was too late. Dioxin is a known carcinogen, with the form of the toxin released at Seveso being the strongest form of it. The effects of the accident are still being researched even today. A 2009 report found that breast and lymphatic cancers had increased in the area. Another report from 2008 found that babies born to mothers who lived within the area had a 6 times higher chance of being born with an altered thyroid function. A team of decontamination workers attempted to remove the poison with little efficacy, as removal of the soil resulted in dust clouds which spread to further regions. To this day, Seveso remains a living laboratory for analysis of the effects of dioxin poisoning. The ICMESA plant has been shut down, and the Seveso Oak Forest Public Park has been built over the remains. However, deep below lie the remains of destroyed houses and animal corpses, and tons of poisoned dirt, all entombed in a stone sarcophagus, where they will stay for another 300 years until the poison vanishes. The people of Seveso were outraged that their lives had been so recklessly endangered. At first, the company warned the denizens of Seveso that their local produce was contaminated by pesticides. Not until a week later was the dioxin contamination revealed, and evacuations didn't even start until 2 weeks post-accident. In September 1983, 5 employees of ICMESA were imprisoned with 2.5 to 5 year sentences. The Seveso disaster became a symbol for political, institutional, and industrial issues in Europe. The Seveso Directive, leading into the later Seveso II and Seveso III directives, aimed to impose much stricter safety regulations on the European chemical industry in hopes of preventing an event of this magnitude from ever occurring again.
We are now above where the sacred tomb lies. And if you didn't know any better, you'd believe it was just some beautiful Italian park. Thank you so much for joining me today, environmental lovers. Till next time, environmental lovers.